not the power chain. What is up, YouTube? What is up? It's your girl Maya making moves, and I'm back with a video. What is going on? It's been a minute since I came up on camera and just give you guys an update on my braces. So let me just get right into this video. This is my third braces update. So first of all, I went to my orthodontist appointment on April 19th. As you know, she does not let me videotape, vlog, whatever in there. So this is all what they did. Get ready for it. Embrace yourself, because I was not a happy camper with my ortho that day. I swear I wanted to punch her, kick her. Like, I was ready to box so seriously because they hurt me so bad. But I kept my composure, and I kept it all in. And this has to be the worst orthodontist that I've ever had. This has to go down in the books, like, so serious. So this is all what they did. They changed the top wire, they changed the bottom wire, and they filed in between my teeth. And yes, I did take, I think it was 3 ibuprofens before I went to the orthodontist, before I went to go see her. And the filing part is what got me, like, I swear. But when you don't numb someone and you going in between their teeth and just, you know, she was filing my teeth to create more room for my teeth to move, because she said that my bottom teeth was actually bigger than my top teeth. So she sawed in between there, didn't drug me up or anything. So I'm just sitting in the chair like this, like hands like this, trying to not slap her assistant and her, because it was getting ugly. So when they started filing in between my teeth, I had to take so many breaks. I know they was looking at me like, what is this girl's problem? My problem is you didn't drug me, numb me, or anything, and you're filing in between my teeth. I stopped them. I was cussing. I said one curse word. I told them, y'all treat the kids better than y'all treat the adults. Because I don't know, for whatever reason, I think that they feel like they can go ham on an adult teeth versus a kid's teeth. No, I need you to treat my mouth just like you're treating that 8-year-old right there, because a mouth is a mouth regardless of someone who's 8 and someone who's 44. They're sensitive. Go easy. Please go easy. You know, kids, they're not gonna ask questions like adults because their parents pay for this stuff. Me, I'm asking questions. I need to know what you're doing, so the next time I go to my orthodontist appointment, I'm gonna need them to prep me on every single thing that they're about to do in my mouth, because I will not have another orthodontist appointment like that ever again in the books. And then after that, and I said, bitch, like, I was not having it. And I know she was just like taken back on my language, because I'm super nice, you know. When I go to my orthodontist, I say hey to my doctor and everything, like, hey girl, how you doing? This time, I didn't want to speak to her. I didn't want to socialize, nothing. Like, it's the horriblest orthodontist appointment. I'm gonna keep saying that because that's what it was. It was horrible. So after they switched out my wires, they sawed between my teeth, they got ready to put the power chain on. So I have a power chain now just at the bottom row. All the spaces are pretty much closed. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up. I got a close-up of the day that I had everything done, and you saw like the spaces. And I swear, I freak out every time I see spaces in between my teeth, because I'm just like, I'm not trying to go backwards, I'm trying to go forward. And you creating the space makes my teeth look ugly again. Like, I never had spacing problems at the bottom. If anything, I had crowding issues, and I never really had spacing issues at the top. So me seeing gaps in my teeth, I'm like, not used to that. Not used to that at all. So When he went to go put this power chain on, I knew exactly what it was. He didn't tell me what he was doing. He was just getting ready to put it on. And I instantly like went like this. Not the power chain. He was just like, I have to put it on. I was just like, I didn't know that I was getting it so soon. I'm 5 months in and I thought that you get power chains like closer to the end of your treatment. But I'm getting my power chain now. So, in what he said, he's like, I didn't think that you know what this is. What? What do you mean? I shouldn't know what a power chain is. And when I tell you, I researched everything, like, and I think it's to a point where it hinders me a little bit because I know exactly what everything is with power chains and, you know, what else? The thing that expanders, spacers. I swear I could be an orthodontist with how much terminology I know about my teeth now. But I just don't understand why they don't describe everything that they're doing before they just, you know, start working in your mouth. Like, that's cool. And I also said when she started styling in between my teeth, I told her, I was just like, I guess I didn't take enough drugs today. But I said I took 3 ibuprofen and I thought I was good to go. Next time I'm gonna pop 5 because I don't want to get stuck in that situation ever again where they're not going to annoy me or anything and just sit me in a chair and just work on my mouth. No, you're not going to do that. So I was bleeding somewhat, I don't want to say a lot, but in the middle. It wasn't a little, it wasn't a lot. It was somewhere in the middle because after filing in between your teeth, your gums are going to be sensitive. And I guess they were a little upset with me because I haven't been wearing my rubber bands like I'm supposed to. Like, I wear them, however, once after lunch, once I eat lunch and pop these puppies off because these things, like I said, they restrict you fitting anything in your mouth. Like a spoon can't go, fork can't go, so I have to like angle my food a certain way to, you know, be able to eat. If I want to eat with my rubber bands on, because I was supposed to wear my rubber bands 22 hours a day, pretty much all day. But anyway, it's just uncomfortable to eat with these rubber bands in my mouth. So like I said, I pop them off while I'm eating lunch, and then I eat lunch at like 1 or 2 o'clock, and after I pop them off, I'm not putting these things back in. I'm just walking throughout the day like doo-doo-doo. Knowing that I'm supposed to be wearing these rubber bands, but it's such a pain in the butt because I want to be able to enjoy my meal. I already can't really enjoy my meal because I'm eating, like, I'm chewing slowly. I'm getting better. I'm getting a little better, but I do still chew pretty slow because I take my time with food that I'm eating because I don't want to break anything. It's just annoying to put these things on every day. And plus, I wore them the way that she told me, which was, she said that I can, let me focus. She told me that to be more comfortable, that I can take the rubber bands off these hooks here throughout the day and wear them right here so it does not rub against my teeth and against my gum line. So I was doing that, and I guess it seemed like I wasn't wearing my rubber bands at all by wearing my rubber bands like that. So now I'm wearing them on the hooks and not on the brackets because it didn't really do anything to help my bite. So I swear they asked me that question like 3 times. Are you wearing your rubber bands? I said, yeah, I wear them. How many hours are you wearing your rubber bands? I told them 12 hours a day. And it's like, you're supposed to be wearing your rubber bands all day. I know, but they're uncomfortable. So if it's uncomfortable, I'm not gonna wear something 22 hours of the day. That was her assistant that asked me. And then after the assistant asked me, she came over and my orthodontist came over and she asked me again. I swear they asked you if you've been wearing your rubber bands at least 3 times a day if they know you have not been wearing your rubber bands. So she came over and asked me, and I said the same thing. I wear them 12 hours a day because they're so uncomfortable. And she gonna tell her assistant, make sure you make a note of that. I'm like, okay, so what? I really don't care about this bite band clothes because it's not really a big issue to me, in my opinion. I can do without these rubber bands. But she was like so pissed. I felt the tension between her and myself. Like we was not on good terms that day, which is okay. I mean, you and your orthodontist, I guess you have your days, and April 19th was one of our days. So hopefully we could get past it. She came over after everything was done. She checked to make sure that everything was okay. Everything was okay until I went home. I was pissed, okay? I was really pissed. Like, my attitude was, my sister said something to me, and I was just like, I wasn't feeling talking to her. Because your mouth is like super sore after that type of appointment. So she was just like, well, I know not to speak to you for the rest of the night. I said, you're right. Let me go in my room and lay down because I ate noodles that night when I came home. I really wasn't trying to chew too much. On the next day, I went over to my friend's house and her son had some candy, and it was Easter. The weekend before was Easter, and I tried to eat some jelly beans, but I don't know what happened, but I felt the wire like knocking this cheek right here, and that was like super uncomfortable. And I actually called the orthodontist the next day and let them know like I got a pokey wire. They fit me in, they scheduled me another appointment right then and there. I wore wax at night and I wore wax pretty much throughout the day because it was just so uncomfortable to eat anything with the wire just scraping the back of your cheek. So they fixed that. However, my orthodontist should know that the wire was pokey. She probably just wanted me out her chair because I don't like when they cut the wire. When you have a pokey wire situation, tell them don't cut your wire, bend it, because them bending it creates a smoother surface than them actually cutting it. Even though they're cutting it flat, it's like my jaw still catches up on the wire, and it's still a little bit uncomfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable the way it was a few weeks ago, but it's still a little bit uncomfortable, and I still gotta be careful with like move my cheeks and stuff out the way. So I saw the orthodontist 2 times that week. I went to her Tuesday and then I went to her that Thursday. So she got to see my face. Well, she really didn't even see my face the second time. I went to one of her assistants, so they fixed my pokey wire situation. But next time I go back, I'm gonna just let them know, do not cut my wire, bend it, because I just can't deal with the whole pokey wire situation. And then the following week, I had a dentist appointment, a regular dentist appointment. And that went well. I called them like the day of the appointment and I just let them know all of what I went through with my orthodontist. And I just told them like, hey, can you guys please go lightly because my mouth cannot take, you know, a lot of pressure, and I just can't take roughness in my mouth right now. And so they told me like, hey, why don't you take ibuprofen? And I told them that I took ibuprofen and that didn't help the situation. And they're just like, okay, well, I'll make sure to make a note that, you know, tell the doctor that, you know, you just had your orthodontist appointment a week ago, and to, you know, just go gentle, be gentle. I went there, got my cleaning done. I go every 4 months now that I have braces. They recommended me doing this to, you know, make sure that you don't have cavities build up, all that stuff. So she was just like, I had no cavities. So yay, I don't have any cavities. And however, but I do have a lot of buildup, and I was just like, how do I have a lot of buildup? I'm like so sick of all the things that I use to brush my teeth and how many times I brush my teeth. And she was just like, that happens because when you use an adult size toothbrush, it doesn't get all the places that, you know, plaque builds up. However, she told me I added something new to my brush routine. So yeah, I added something new to my brush routine. Like I said, she said that with the adult toothbrushes, they don't get all in between everywhere. I'm over here showing you And this is what I'm adding to my new brush routine, which is a baby child toothbrush. She says that a child toothbrush can actually do, you know, more work than, you know, the bigger toothbrushes with getting like on top of your braces and brackets and underneath, because the bristles are much skinnier and it's much smaller for you to get those hard areas. So I have incorporated my Tickle Me Elmo toothbrush into my brush routine. So I brush with the adult toothbrush, then I'll come back with this toothbrush. Then after that, I use mouthwash, the Active braces, and then after that, I scale, because I told her everything that I do. I scale. After that, air floss, and then after that, air floss, and then I regularly floss. And then from time to time, I use those little glider things, you know, where you can get underneath your brackets more. But let's see if this little toothbrush helps me with, like, because she said that it was a lot of buildup in this area here, which is pretty much, everything else was fine. It was just, like I said, a lot of buildup here. So let's hope me using this helps out a lot with that buildup, because I'm not trying to have rotten teeth after I'm spending all this money on correcting them, you know? So yeah, the dentist appointment went well. She went slow. She didn't make me bleed or anything. However, when they started flossing, my lip kept catching and it actually hurt. It felt like paper cuts for a couple of days, like in certain areas. So I recommend you, if you go to your dentist appointment, try to move your lips, because your lips do get caught in the flossing process, and it was a little bit uncomfortable for a few days. So other than that, surviving, you know. I think I'm doing pretty good with my braces updates and progress right now. So hopefully by December of 2017, these bad boys will be off. My next orthodontist appointment is not until July, so we have enough time to get over this last appointment. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that had an attitude with her, but we have enough time to move forward and, you know, start all over again, fresh. Start fresh, you know. Just try to. I'm doing my best, you know. I'm wearing my rubber bands now. Oh, one more other thing. I noticed that I'm able to bite into things now, you know. I guess after your 5th month, you're just like, I've been through a lot of stuff with just the regular dentist and orthodontist appointments, so why not try to bite into this little breakfast sandwich? So, but I have to break it in half. So I eat one half of the breakfast sausage. I make my own breakfast sausages because I just feel like you'll save a lot more money just doing it yourself. And I use 2 patties, so I use the open face method. So I take a multi-grain English muffin and, you know, put my sausage and cheese and jelly on there, and I try my hardest to bite into something, because I'm just over it, you know. I just want to be able to enjoy my food, but food does get stuck like all up in here, so that's lovely. You see like the cheese and bread and everything like all on the top of this. So that's why I got this toothbrush, so I can like get all up in there, like, yeah, underneath too. I even use it for like, I even do it for my whole entire mouth. So yeah, let me know if you guys have questions, leave them down below. Have you ever felt like you were about to slap your orthodontist? Please, I want to know if I was the only person that felt this way before. And the more updates will be coming soon. So look forward to more braces update by your girl Maya making moves. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Space right here. Space right here. And power chain plus these stupid rubber bands. So gonna let you know how I'm feeling. Man cheap, woman cheap. Fuck around with just the wrong people. Man a wicked, man a even. Call us pay, that's pay, what we even. See girl no security picture. Give me all of your love, me give you recipe time. Funny phone, me give you lyrical.